Hi everyone, David here with a very quick guide on our waitlist lead generation template. The idea behind this is if you have a front end where you want to offer a waitlist, for example something like this where people can enter their contact information to be signed up, you need some kind of backend, some kind of logic to save those contact details, and maybe you want to notify your team internally and reach out to those. This is what this endpoint is for. I'm going to quickly show it in action. So this post endpoint, you just simply connect to your front end. What we do in the very first step is that through a database query, we check if the user already exists. So if I go to this waitlist and enter an email that I've already entered, this would check for exactly that. If we go in here, it's a very simple SQL query. This is optional, so maybe if you build your waitlist, you don't really care for duplicates and you allow multiple signups, which is fine, then you can just delete this step. What we're doing in this query is we count if the email already exists, and then we check in the next if condition if the result of that query is 0 or not. If it's not 0, we can assume that the user already exists, and we will just return a success message and say, okay, email address already exists. In case the email doesn't exist, we know it's a new user, and we will first and foremost add it to our database. So we will just say, okay, put it into the table leads. This is an auto-generated table. When you select this template, you can of course rename it and change the name of it if you want to. And then we're inputting inputs.body.firstname, last name, and email, which is in this case the 3 data points that will be sent to this endpoint if users enter their information in here. You can of course add other things like company name, company size, all sorts of information that you want to check for. In the next step, we will ping our Slack channel, and here we just very simple message, hey, new lead, and this is the email address. Furthermore, we will reach out to the new lead. Recipient will be inputs.body.email, and here's some basic content. You can absolutely change this, where we'll just say, hey, thanks for joining. We'll be in touch shortly, and then we will return a success. So let's see this endpoint in action. So I'm going to say David Winter, and then winter@demo.com. If I submit this now, we go back to our endpoint. We can hop in the debug mode to see all of the requests, and this is the one that was just submitted. And as we can see, it went through. Got added, we got a Slack ping, reached out to the user. If I now reload this form, I will put in the exact same information. What I haven't built for this example is like a front end that says, hey, you are already in the list. So for the front end user, it will still say, hey, your submission has been received. You can of course change that. But if we go to this now most recent request up here, we see that this endpoint saw, okay, this user already exists, and it was not added. If we go here to leads, we see David Testhausen was me earlier, and David Winter was the user that I just entered. And you can connect your Slack and your email SMTP in here to receive a ping and to reach out to the user. These are of course optional steps. You can customize this to whatever you want. And hope you build a fantastic waitlist with lots of leads entering. And see you soon. Bye bye.